The day began like most days in the frontier outpost of Vespera, 7. Cold winds sweeping over the barren plains, the thin atmosphere leaving a near-constant whine in the calms. As the sun rose weakly over the horizon, casting a pale gold over the dusty ground, Private Theo Brennan adjusted the seals on his suit and prepared for another monotonous day of perimeter checks. Vespera, 7 was hardly a jewel of the galactic rim. It was a rocky, half-terraformable planet with marginal strategic value, except for one thing: its proximity to the edge of known space. That made it a perfect listening post, a place to keep an ear to the darkness beyond. Theo's routine was shattered when the alert sounded. Unidentified contact. Eastern Ridge. He was closest. Protocol dictated caution, a recon drone first, a team assembled later. But they were short-staffed again, and command waved him on. With a sigh, he swung his rifle over his shoulder and trudged toward the ridge, boots sinking slightly into the gritty dust. When he reached the ridge, he expected to find a broken drone, maybe a stray animal from the terraforming labs. He did not expect her. Standing amid the rocky outcroppings was a creature he instantly recognized from briefing files, although he had never seen one in person: a celery. The celery were a rare, elusive species, tall, lithe beings with luminous skin that shimmered in hues of blue and violet. Their eyes were large and iridescent, their hair a flowing cascade of silver strands. But the most striking thing was the way she carried herself, regal, wary, but distinctly exhausted. Theo lifted his hands slowly. "Hey, Izzy. Not here to hurt you." The celery woman tilted her head, blinking once, twice. She looked around as if disoriented, then back at him with a piercing intensity. Then she said, with shocking clarity, "At last, I've found you. You are my destined mate." Theo nearly dropped his rifle. "What?" She stepped closer, ignoring his half-panicked backpedaling. "You are the one. The signs are clear. The energy. It is undeniable." Her voice had a melodic, almost hypnotic cadence. Hold on, hold on." Theo waved his arms like he could physically push the absurdity away. "Me. Your mate. You've clearly misidentified your alien, human. I mean, I'm human. You're celery." Her brow furrowed, confusion flickering across her luminous features. "You are. Theo Brennan, are you not?" His heart skipped. "How do you know my name?" "The winds carried it. The stars aligned. The ancient markers led me across the stars to this place. You are the one." She sounded absolutely certain, as if reading from a holy text. Theo swallowed. This had to be some cultural misunderstanding. "Listen, miss." She placed a hand on her chest. "I am Velisari of House Chan, last of my line." Theo exhaled slowly. "Okay, Velisari. I don't know what's going on, but I think you're mistaken. Humans we don't just choose mates by fate or whatever. We, date. Talk first. Maybe dinner. Not this." Velisari's expression darkened slightly. "You doubt the fates. I doubt everything right now." Behind them the comm crackled. "Private Brennan status update. Contact identified." He hesitated, glancing back at Velisari. If he reported her straight away, protocol would kick in. She'd be detained, interrogated. Maybe worse. There were whispers about what the brass did to rare alien finds. Velisari looked fragile, lost. And yet beneath that was a strength he couldn't ignore. A survivor's fire. Theo clicked his comm off. "Contact is local fauna. False alarm." He was already regretting it. Bringing Velisari back to the outpost was a masterclass in chaos. She refused to walk behind him. "I must not lose sight of you, lest the fates intervene again," refused to leave his side for even a moment, and seemed genuinely puzzled by every aspect of human technology. Theo hustled her into his quarters under cover of darkness, drawing stares from a few night shift workers, who probably assumed he was smuggling contraband, or something worse. Inside, Velisari perched on the edge of his bunk, staring at him with unblinking devotion. Theo pinched the bridge of his nose. "Okay. We need to clear a few things up." She inclined her head graciously. "First," he said, "what do you mean by destined mate? Is this like an arranged marriage thing? A political alliance?" Velisari's eyes widened. "No, it is deeper. Celery life threads are braided through existence itself. I sought the one whose thread matched mine. You." Theo sat heavily on the edge of a chair. "You picked the wrong human, lady. I'm nobody. Barely scraping by here." Velisari smiled softly. "The thread does not choose by station. It chooses by soul." A lump formed in his throat, unexpected and unwelcome. "Second," he pressed, trying to stay grounded, "how did you find me? We're in the middle of nowhere. I followed the starfire path. It led me across abandoned worlds, through storms of void wind. Many trials. I nearly perished twice." Her words weren't boastful. As truth. Theo rubbed his face. "You went through all that for someone you've never met." "For my mate," she said simply. It was insane. All of it. Every fiber of his pragmatic brain screamed, "Send a message to command." But another part, smaller, quieter, whispered, "She chose you." No one had ever chosen Theo Brennan for anything. "Not really." He exhaled. "Fine. You can stay here. Just until I figure out what to do." Velisari smiled, and for the first time, the cold ache in Theo's chest, his constant companion since the day he'd left Earth, eased. The days that followed were a strange blur. Velisari adapted quickly, despite her initial confusion. She learned to operate basic appliances, though she remained suspicious of the auto-washer. It devours offerings and returns false simulacra. She was endlessly curious, asking questions about everything, from why humans wore shoes to why Theo insisted on consuming caffeine every morning. In return, Theo learned about Celery culture, their reliance on ancient prophecy, their nomadic traditions, their devastating losses during the Great Silence, a cataclysm that shattered half their race. Velisari had been alone for a long time, just like him. And slowly, the walls between them thinned. One evening, as they shared a meager meal of ration bars and synthetic stew, Velisari tilted her head. "Why do you resist?" she asked gently. Theo stiffened. "Resist what?" "The bond between us." He set down his spoon. "Because I'm scared you're wrong. That you're seeing something in me that isn't there. That you'll regret it." Velisari's luminous gaze never wavered. "I see clearly, Theo Brennan. I see the kindness you bury beneath duty, the pain you wear like armor. I see your strength, not of body, but of spirit." Theo swallowed hard. No one had ever said anything like that to him. He looked away. "I'm just a guy trying to survive. You are more." And when she reached across the table to touch his hand, warmth bloomed through him. Not just physical, but something deeper. Older. Maybe, he thought wildly, maybe she was right. Maybe the universe had chosen better than he ever could. Their fragile peace shattered 2 days later. Command summoned Theo. He sat stiffly in the briefing room as Captain Vance glared down at him. "We know you made false reports, Brennan," Vance said. "You've got an unidentified alien hiding in your quarters." Theo's stomach dropped. "Sir,